What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to change the radiator on a 2000 Honda Accord V6. This is applicable to all 6 gen Honda Accords, whether 4 or 6 cylinder, just slightly different. First steps first, turn the car on and turn the heat all the way to 90. Let it sit there just for a few minutes so the heaters can move to its position, and then once done that, turn it off. Now the tools you need for this is a 10mm socket and ratchet, pair of channel lock pliers, your radiator, and of course your owner's manual, which you should always refer to, and a couple of coolants, gallons of Honda genuine coolant. And as you can see, there is coolant just about everywhere. And the culprit, a lot of Honda Accords are leaking between this metal and plastic seam, or either it has a crack right here from all the cycling of the heat, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Now I'm not an expert, but if your car is green coolant, replace the green coolant. Orange, orange. If it has blue coolant, replace it with blue coolant. If you mix coolants, you will form a little nasty sludge that will corrode your engine, and your engine will be very happy. Now you're gonna have to trust me on this. I'm gonna do this without a jack, and if you want it to be a lot easier, first remove all the cooling fans. All you have to do is get your 10mm, unbolt, 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 unbolt. Take this fan out, and then there's a hidden bolt down here that you can feel once you take this fan out. I forgot which one's which. One of them's a cooling, one of them's a radiator. So if you have air conditioning equipped on this car, you have another fan. I'm not sure which one's which, but for whatever reason, the silver bolts go on this fan. I believe this is a cooling fan, and then these little bronze bolts are on the AC fan. And then after you get these bolts removed, this is kind of a not prepared video. It might be a little bit longer, but that's fine. As you can see, it's already loose. You can unscrew this and go ahead and take it out. Remove this battery cable, unclip it from here, pull this straight out, let it drip, and then you can pull this reservoir straight up and out like that. Put this aside. As you can see, it's kind of like water now because it keeps leaking. I just added water instead of coolant, which isn't a good thing because it corrodes. Put it right there, hopefully it won't fall. Then you have this cruise control cable that's clipped on. You should be able to just pull it straight out, hopefully, somehow. Or you can just undo this clip. How about that? Or not. Oh, there we go. Just kind of push it down, I guess. There's another clip right here. Just push it down like so. And then you have this electric connection. Just push this little tab in right here and pull. I guess I should do this before. So much harder to do when you're recording. And then you should be able to pull straight out once you get this untangled. You're gonna have to bend this battery box a little bit and pull it out. I'm trying to do this off camera. As you can see, it came out. Now this edge is going to be catching onto this little battery connector right here. You're going to have to fiddle with that a little bit. And now that you have room, you can just feel down there, way down here, and there should be a bolt. Make sure your car is not hot, by the way. This exhaust will burn the hell out of you. And you should be able to feel a bolt, and it shouldn't be too tight. You should be able to just get your socket and feel for it. Same thing on the passenger side. You gotta disconnect the cruise control cable here, or it's just a wiring or something like that. The fan connector, one of these little pinch clips, pinch either end. Same thing down here, and you also have your air conditioning clutch little wire down here that is also connected to the cooling fan on the passenger side, or AC fan, whichever one it is. And this one is a lot easier. Just get the cruise control cable out of the way and just pull straight out. like so. Put that aside, and now you should be able to see everything. Now when I bought this car, the splash shield, this little plastic piece on the bottom, was not there, so I bought a genuine used splash shield, or some people call it a skid plate or aerodynamic, whatever it's for. Now the 4-cylinder models, the petcock, where you drain the, funny name, huh? Where you drain the radiator, should be right here. I got the 4-cylinder splash shield. The 6-cylinder should be right here. So I don't have a hole, but you can just reach under there and you should be able to just grab it, since there should be a cutout right here for the 6-cylinder splash shield. Or if you don't have one at all, that's even better. You should be able to just loosen it after you put your drain pan under it and open the radiator cap to make it faster. My drain pan is under there, so all I have to do is unscrew it, and as soon as you do that, it starts leaking out. Wow, that's really quick. Never should close this. Oh, that's why I have this open. You can see it's hitting under. Like I said, this is blue coolant, so you should replace it with blue coolant. I think only Honda uses this coolant. It's longer life coolant. Open the radiator cap to make it drain a little bit faster. Should be already drained. Now this replacement radiator is a Denso. Denso is an OEM part, but it's made in Taiwan, so I'm not sure how that is. Taiwan isn't 100% better than China, but it's a little bit better. And this was off of Amazon. At the time, it was only $70-something. It does not come with a radiator cap, so I'll be reusing that. Now while that's happening, you can go ahead and disconnect some more stuff. You have these, there's a special name for these, just little locks. If you push it back far enough to these hooks right here, the little clamp itself will actually lock itself, and you don't have to do anything. And you should be able to just like push it back a little bit after you move this little radiator clamp cruise control thing out of the way. Just squeeze with your channel lock pliers. Man, I wish I had a tripod right now. Like that. And then just wiggle it a little bit back. And as you can see, it kind of locked into place. Now it's loose. It went under those clips, and all you have to do to tighten it back is just tap it down, but that's for later. And then grab your channel locks again. Grab your radiator hose and twist it back and forth. Like so. It's really not that hard. You shouldn't use too much pressure, but then again, this is an old radiator, so it doesn't really matter. You have to use some force right there. Try not to tear the hose. I'm planning on reusing it, and that's a lot of rust. Did not know that. This is plastic. Oh wow. Huh. That's new for me. That's crazy. I guess that's why you don't use too much force. Just kind of flakes off. That is crazy. Definitely time for a new radiator. This, by the way, this car is 15 years old. It's a 2000 Honda Accord, and it has about 160,000 miles on the original radiator. This was driven in really hot climates, so the transmission so far is lasting still original. The radiator not so much. Now that's pretty interesting. So you should replace your radiator every 10 years or so. Now you have these automatic transmission cooler lines. Now this is really tight. It's the same type of clip, so I'm gonna try to do that off camera, save some time. You can see 2 of them. And also down here you have a little ATF bolt that you have to undo. I'm having a little bit trouble getting these off because the clamp is facing the bottom, so as you can see I don't have any, there's no leverage right here. So I'm trying to think what to do. I'm seeing if I can pull the radiator out. I really don't want to take the splash shield off, it's a lot more work. It's just a bunch of plastic clips, but it's still a lot more work. And I already got this side undone, and I'm sure all I can do is just pull it out. Oh, there you go. Oh, and it's leaking pretty bad. So let me see what I can do with this side real quick. Now you can also undo these sides. These are also 10 millimeters. They're holding the top of the radiator. Now that those are gone, you should be able to just pull this out too. It doesn't have to be all these steps don't have to be in this order. And put this to the side too as well. Try not to get it dirty. Put this side in. Like that. Let's see if we can pull it up so we can get better access to that right there. Of course, I'm gonna do it off camera. Looks like you also have a little hidden ATF bolt down here next to the return line. It's right under here. It's right under that little tab right there. And now you should be able to tip the radiator out just like this, and now you have access to the bottom of the clips. As you can see, it's a little bit easier like that. And get your channel locks and pull them out. Now the automatic transmission hose, I pushed it up and put it towards here so it won't be dripping everywhere. And now it's officially out. The bottom radiator hose was a pain to get off because it was stuck on there pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna try to get a hose or something and rinse this down. There's a bunch of oil and all that. I don't want that messing with my new radiator. And make sure that these little rubber bushings are still in here. You can remove them, clean them if you want. And then I'm going to compare the new radiator to old radiator, and I'm going to do the reverse of installation. Now that everything is nice and clean down there, I'm going to begin reinstalling it. Now, something you should make sure of. Make sure these are tight. Real tight. And make sure they line up like the exact same orientation as the OEM. This is going to take forever. I'm just going to not walk. I'm too lazy. When I turned this whole thing just came off and came undone. It was really cool what was inside. It was just like the top part of this in here. That's how it cools it. You run through this short little thing. You think that's enough to cool a transmission? No, it's not. Especially when the coolant's really, really hot from the engine already. But make sure these are tight. These were really loose when I turned it. I finally got the new radiator hooked back in. I don't have the ATF fluids line hooked up yet. The hardest part was taking this off and putting it back on. It was pretty much glued on there. Putting it back on was even harder. What I did was get some dish soap and wipe it around. I know soap deteriorates rubber, but all that, but it's fine. It should be fine. But I got some dish soap and it slid on so much easier. It's like lube for you know, that stuff. But anyways, now that that's on, it's tight with the clamp on it. It still moves side to side a little bit. It won't pull out though. So you can put some soap on there to help lube it. Just don't put too much soap on there. This top part went in easier. I think it's because this hose is older, and if this does ever fail, it's really easy to place on, drain the whole thing. So I'm just gonna reuse this for now. Same clamp, same thing. Now just to hook back up the fluids, and you should be set. Also, make sure the clamp is in the exact same position as before. That's what helps seals it a little bit. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See if you maybe I shouldn't have. Oh well. This is what I do. If you have extra time, go for it. Man, I really wish I had a tripod. I see if I undo this clip, you can see there's a little indentation right there where the old clip was from the old hose. So I just put it back in the exact same position and close it. And once you lock these, all you have to do is hit it on this side right here with a little tab on it, and it should pop out from this part right here. Once you have everything completely installed, you can go back and start filling it up. It was a pain in the butt to put the return ATF fluid line back to position. I wanted to get it flush like that so it wouldn't leak or anything. I plan on installing a filter later, but whatever. Stuff this to connect, but everything else is connected, and now you can start filling it up. And basically, if you still have your owner's manual, it's just the simple drain and refill. Now there is a drain in the back of the engine block or the bottom of the engine block, but I did not do that since it's too much work, and since I didn't jack it up. I do have jack stands, I do have a jack, I just didn't feel like getting it out today. But anyways, now you can just start by pouring the coolant into the radiator neck, start it, and then just pretty much just read through this, and you can pause the video if you like. And now that we're done, all we have to do is just follow the manual. Basically, this is this V6, so we just follow V6. Now all you have to do is pour the coolant to the base of the filler neck, and then we let it run for 30 seconds. This is a genuine Honda blue coolant. And pour it in slowly. There is not a bleeder valve on this car. It is only available on the 4-cylinder. Maybe I should get some kind of funnel. That would probably be great. Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting a funnel. Now, since this car does not have a bleeder valve, I chose the smallest funnel I could find. It is important that you do this as slow as possible and let the air come out slowly while you're pouring this in. So this is like the thinnest funnel you could find. And now it is a little bit fuller than a filler neck, but just like the manual says, I'm gonna have to start the engine for 30 seconds, then turn it off. And as you can see, after you do that, you fill it up again to the base of the neck, and it's a little bit overfilled, just a little bit. Next step is to fill the reservoir up to the max. So you take this and fill the rest of it. Take this little thing out, and on the edge of here there should be a min-max mark somewhere, right here. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, wow, one bottle is lasting longer than I thought. But then again, there still needs to be coolant inside of the system itself. So that is the max mark. And now, tighten the radiator cap to the first stop and start the engine until the cooling fans run at least twice. So I'm reusing my old radiator cap, and as you can see, it has 2 stops. That's the first stop, that's the second stop, and that's fully closed. And that is weird. Huh. I haven't tested this yet. I didn't realize it didn't close all the way. It looks like that is where the stop is, so as you can see, it kind of just stops right there. So this is the first stop right here, and then start the engine, let it run until it is warm. And now it says to stop the engine, now that the cooling fans have just stopped. I've never let my car idle that long. It took like at least 15-20 minutes for it to come on. And now it says, until twice, remove the radiator cap, pour coolant into reservoir until base, and fill the tank until max. That's why you do not close it all the way, and put it on the first stop. This is really hot, so it doesn't explode out. It made a pop noise. That's really hot. And yeah, it looks like it went down just a little bit. Let's fill it up real quick. I think that actually is the base of the filler neck, believe it or not. But just because I'm me and I do what I do. You can see it come back up again. Just because I can. Overfill it just a little bit. And then reservoir tank, start it again, hold at 1500 RPM until it comes on, turn it off, check it, and you are good to go. I don't think it says, it doesn't say put the radiator cap back on. That's kind of weird to me, but then again, it shouldn't expand more anyways. We'll see what happens. I can hold the throttle right here. Maybe I should put it back. Now it says turn off engine, check coolant, add it, install radiator cap, refill reservoir, and you are done. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, comment if you have any questions, and thank you for watching this video once again.